What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your latest favorite YouTube channel. We have plenty to talk about today. We got the Vlahovic situation. We got Danilo's injury. We got Chiellini, Bernardeschi. We got Zakaria. All these names that we had to talk about. The movings and shakings that are going on with Juventus. And then, of course, Juventus All or Nothing dropped. Or is it All or Nothing Juventus? Whatever. That dropped within the last 24 hours. We'll talk about that as well. Stick with this. We'll fill you in now. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today is Thursday, November 25th, 2021. And before I say anything, though, I want to wish my other favorite, not favorite. Let's clear that out. I want to wish my other American compatriots, I promise that wasn't Freudian. I want to wish my American compatriots a happy Thanksgiving today. It's a good day just to enjoy with your family and loved ones as well. So hopefully you guys are all doing that with your loved ones. I don't know if anybody else enjoys celebrating some kind of a day similar today around the country or around the world, but if you do, enjoy that day as well. Anyway, before we do anything, let's go ahead and just say hit that like button, smash the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and of course hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. Let's just jump into it because we got plenty to talk about today. All right. First news topic of the day we have to talk about is, of course, Vlahovic and his situation. Unfortunately, maybe not the best news if you're hoping for a quick fix or sooner than later. Nicolas Shira is reporting that basically, as confirmed today by Dusan Vlahovic himself to the Telegraph, no transfer is going to happen in January. He wants to stay until June at Fiorentina and take them into Europe. After which, in the summer, he will leave Juventus in pole position. They will not redeem Morata 5 years at €6 million. Of course, Morata has had his moments lately. Not good ones, to be honest. But I still really enjoy the play of Morata. So there's a little bit of a bittersweet moment in there when it comes to not renewing Morata, his time at Juventus, as it appears coming to an end. But overall, enjoy the idea of bringing in a player of Vlahovic's potential, his capability. But also, it's a bit disappointing, obviously, for a lot of fans that were hoping to have some kind of a boost here in the January Mercado, especially offensively, to be able to have some kind of firepower to score some goals. It's not going to happen right now, but as it stands right now, we'll see how he plays out for the rest of the season. Maybe that works out beneficially for Juventus. They can spend less money than maybe they would have had to try to get him a little bit earlier. So it could be all's well that ends well in the end. All right, let's move on to the next topic of the day, and that is, of course, Gazzetta dello Sports talking about Danilo, saying that Danilo's injury could change things in terms of formation. Allegri is not convinced about Quadrado at right back, and De Sciglio is struggling to stay healthy. We could see it switch to the back three, to doing a back three instead of a back four. It's unfortunate that we're missing players like we are with Danilo and how that's affected the line, but it appears there's some news here. I guess I should have skipped to that one next, but I will do that in a second. Basically talking about guys who could come help return to reinforce that, especially when you have an alien line, so you're not stuck with guys like Rugani there in the middle, to be honest. So anyway, actually, let's go ahead and jump to that one. I'll skip the next one, and we'll come back to it real quick. And the next news story that we really have is about Chiellini and his situation. Gazzetta dello Sports reporting that Chiellini is expected back on Saturday and could start with De Ligt, which is good news for everybody. Your two best defenders starting. This is no knock on Bonucci. I know Bonucci has had his struggles and had his issues in the past, but really, where do you feel most confident in a starting back line? It's going to be De Ligt and Chiellini, I would imagine. At least me personally. Even though, again, no slight at Bonucci overall. I'm being honest from me personally. Then going off of that, also, Romeo Gnesti reported that Bernardeschi and Chiellini trained with the group today. So for all of you that believe that Bernardeschi is going to save Juventus and can make this turn the season around, I'm not laughing. I'm trying not to laugh. I mean, I am laughing, but I'm trying not to laugh. You have your wish. Bernardeschi will be back, and he will make everything right once more against Atalanta. And watch me eat this because, of course, in the preseason when they played Atalanta, he did score a hell of a goal, a banger, a bomb, whatever you want to call it. If he did that again, I would be more than happy to bend the knee. I'll bend the knee on camera to Bernardeschi if I have to. I'll be happy. All right, let's talk about Zakaria. This is the next topic we have for today, and that's Tuttosport is saying that Gladbach are now open to sell Zakaria, with Juventus being very interested. The alternative for January is Witsel. Again, I don't need to keep rephrasing my thoughts on Witsel and all that. He's a fine player, a good player, but old, injury prone. A lot of negatives that Juventus have experience in old, injury prone players. Not beneficial to me, and I don't think Juventus is looking into a player like that, which is again why I think rumors before were saying something to the lines of basically Allegri wanted him, and then Cherubini, there's the name, said no. So anyway, moving on, the last news story of the day we have is a very interesting one. Nicolas Shearer is reporting that Juventus is thinking about a return to the past, alongside Federico Cherubini, a general manager who is an expert in both administration and management. A bit like Morata was with Paratici, reflections in the sense on the name of Giovanni Carnevale, which is hilarious. So that's a name that pops up. We'll see how this plays out. I don't want to give my opinion as much as I want to get your all's opinion on this matter, just because of all the nonsense that went on. Obviously, went out through the summer, but then working out in such an amazing fashion for Juventus. Could Carnevale be an interesting name to come into Juventus? We'll see. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. This one was just kind of a out of nowhere one. And I also see in the graphic that I forgot to, the L in Carnevale did not appear. Give me a pass, guys. Just give me a pass on this one. I don't know what happened. Ignore that. Actually, I know what happened. The keyboard stuck. All right, let's move on. Okay, so I want to go ahead and give a little bit of a, I guess it's a spoiler warning. Honestly, I feel like spoiler warning is kind of stupid in this circumstance because if you're a Juventus fan, you lived through the bleeping season. You know what happened. Nothing here's going to shock you. But as we talked about, All or Nothing Juventus came out yesterday, or I guess came out overnight, whatever it happened. Within the last 24 hours, depending on where you are, it came out. It dropped on Prime Video. If you have it, go watch it. If you don't have it, we have some quotes from that. If you feel like that's a spoiler, sure, I guess it could be a spoiler, but I'm spoiler warning now. So if you don't want it, click off the video now, but also hit that like button, hit the subscribe before you do so. Just a warning. Okay, we're going to get into some quotes of stuff that they said. Some stuff was interesting. I'll be honest, I don't know if there's anything really groundbreaking to me. I watched the season. I watched the team. Actually, before I really will say anything, here's my thoughts. I haven't watched it yet. Alejandro was the one who gave out these quotes and put them out there. If you're interested in the quotes, here's what they are. I haven't watched it yet, mainly because I don't want to say apprehensive to watch it. A deterrent to me watching it is I felt like after the way the season played out and progressed last season, which was not good, which was not fun, but still turned out maybe better than the season will. I felt like the Juventus aspect was going to take a backseat to the Ronaldo CR7 aspect. And I'm still apprehensive that it could just turn into a Ronaldo commercial, a Ronaldo special. And I don't need that in my life, to be honest. I don't need the Ronaldo's great. Wow, this Juventus team sucks and struggling, but Ronaldo's just amazing, because that's not factually accurate at all. Look at Manchester United right now. Yeah, it's more of the same. It's the, like maybe you'll show some highlights of Ronaldo scoring goals and then just the upset, Ronaldo face for the rest of the season. I don't know. Maybe that's not what it is. I haven't asked anybody. I'll maybe watch it later today after Thanksgiving and all that stuff wraps up. But anyway, this is my thoughts. I want to get out there before I really dove into these comments. But anyway, here's these comments just for you all to know what they said. So first up, what we have here is Agnelli on talking about Sadi's season obviously in the All or Nothing quotes. He said, despite the things we won, last year was a shitty year, in my opinion. Again, I'm not going to go to, there's not really a lot for me to dive into this, but I do just find it humorous that he thought it was a shitty year. I'm interested to see what his comments were at the end of the whole series, the All or Nothing series, on how last season went, if he thought the Saudi season was shitty, which honestly, it wasn't the best one. I noticed, from the beginning they struggled. They struggled, obviously, from the turnover from Allegri going into Saudi and all that. There was a lot of struggling. They ended up winning the Scudetto, but it wasn't a good season. They didn't have a good turnout in the UCL. It is what it is, but I am interested to see his comments on what last season actually was then. Then, this is an interesting quote from Paratici, basically trying to sell Agnelli on the idea of them going after CR7. He said, I told Agnelli, you need to promise me two things. This is part of the aspect that also makes me worrisome, that this is just a CR7 commercial, and I don't need that. He goes on to say, I told Daniela you need to promise me two things. One, don't laugh. And two, don't throw me out of the office. So just some, funny aspects from our old, director there. All right. Then number 3, we had Chiesa. In his quotes, he said, honestly, I would have never imagined playing for Juventus at 23. It's a dream to be here. So just more and more reinforces the aspects of Federico Chiesa being a diehard Juventini and that he loves the club, that he wants to be here. And that's the kind of players that we need. I talked about at the beginning of the year. I'll talk about it throughout the time. Whenever you see guys playing with passion, when you see guys like Chiesa, when you see guys like Locatelli who grew up with it, love it, whatever, it's a big difference in players that just come in there and are collecting a check, even though they're playing for a big club. It's just a different aspect. They love it, and they truly are what Juventus is. All right. Next up, we've got during this part, Keeley said during the months, you don't even realize what is required of you. Some take longer, some less, but it takes adaptation. The team has to pull in the same direction. So, I love Chiellini. I'm not gonna say this isn't groundbreaking stuff, but to be honest, it's a lot of coach speak to me. But yeah, I mean, that's what you expect from your lead, your captain, or whatever have you, to be able to try to rally the troops and try to speak them up. Then Chiellini goes on to say, Juve has always based its successes on having a mentality of sacrifice that is different from others. So. Sure. Sure, I guess. I don't know. Sure, I guess you do sacrifice. I love Juventus. I think Juventus is great. I think they have a truly deep history, whatever have you, all that stuff. But at the same time, it's just like, I think when it comes to sports, sometimes we take ourselves a little too seriously. I mean, who am I telling you all we take ourselves too seriously? I'm doing a freaking YouTube channel talking about sports and the team that I love. I don't know. So that's just me personally. It's a weird counterbalance there. All right, and then Ned at the end, just kind of a funny quote. I was talking about the corner kicks. I would love to have him talk about the free kicks that Ronaldo took, to be honest. But then he said, "Why are the corner kicks this bad? They look like beasts, and they just can't." So it's just really funny. Just him, criticizing the way the corner kicks. I would have loved to have a quote actually from free kicks about Ronaldo just drilling it right into the wall. And this isn't a Ronaldo hate show. It's just that's what I think about every single time if we're talking about some kicks that would be criticized. Those are just some of the comments that we had there for you guys. Just a little appetizer of it. We surely encourage you guys to go watch it, enjoy it, and take it in, and let us know your personal thoughts on this series. How did they do? How did they respect Juventus? How did they do with that? Do you think it showed Juventus in a good light compared to I'll be the honest truth of how the season really went. It was a difficult season. Do you think they were still able to positively promote Juventus as it should, which is why you sign up for one of these shows? It's free advertisement. So not free advertisement. It's advertisement, not free. Anyway, guys, that's all I really have for you today. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, as always, to our videos. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all our latest videos. Make sure you follow us at our social medias that are linked in the graphic down below, as well as they're linked in the actual words down below, I guess is what it's called. I don't know, whatever it is. It's in the description down below. There we go. Also, make sure you follow me at Justin Sofro on Twitter and Bianconerizone at Bianconeri. We'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.